Willie D. Live.
Isn't that what politicians do?
Yes. Yes.
They figured it out. I mean, they cracked the code. And I think that's like it's a learned like art for people like you who stand on business, who stand on integrity, to have to try to navigate through these treacherous, no pun intended, fake waters.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? Like, you do have to kind of bait and switch sometimes to get what you want. I mean, this is how they got the land from the Indians.
Yes.
You know, like, hey, we come in peace. The whole time they smuggling in guns and putting themselves in position, and then, all right, attack. You know, so that's that's an old play, you know, from 48 Laws of Power. You know, and you know, it's effective.
Yes.
It's effective. So you have to kind of like, if you're designed the way you are and the way your mind is, you know, where you lead with integrity, you know, it takes a little time to try to work through something like that.
Lots of practice, boy. Good Lord.
Yeah. Teddy Riley. I did not know that Teddy Riley produced How You Like Me Now, but it makes sense.
Absolutely.
Because it definitely has that New Jack swing to it. And I never thought about associating you with being a forefather of New Jack, the New Jack style.
Hysterical.
But you are.
Yes.
Like, you right there, man. Like right there on the cusp of that innovation. And you got a lot of accolades, man. You know, like, are you satisfied with your contributions, or do you want more?
I'm recording right now to do what I wanted to do, but I didn't do that back then because I had a record deal. So I'm starting my own label in my own situation to talk about what I want to talk about unfiltered, quite frankly, because I'm satisfied with what I did. But I understand also, because you have to, when you have a leadership position of being first at doing something, you have to be able to know what you're going to do, know what you're not going to do, and also be able to listen to other people's perspective. Because it was Teddy Riley that said to me, I understand where you're at, but you want the people to dance. I said, I don't want them to dance. Literally don't care. I'm trying to get my message across. He said, again, just like a comedian, you have something to say, it goes over better with a joke than it does if it goes straight at them. Same thing with music. Your message will go over better if people are dancing. Don't just try to make them dance. I mean, he said, don't just hit them in the head and make them dance. You want people to dance. He said, if they're dancing, the message will seep into them. Like, oh, what? Well, that's what he's saying, but I was so busy dancing, I didn't understand it. He said, that's a slicker way to do it. So he made sense again. And listening to that is why How You Like Me Now became out what it became out, because he put the James Brown swing in there and added the da-da-da-da. Because I was trying to make Run DMC's Adidas, quite frankly. Doom ta ta doom ta doom doom. That's the beat I had. And he's he just added it. I said, okay. I started listening to it. It changed my whole flow up. Like, wow.
Yeah, it's that James Brown,
Yes.
Night Train.
Well, he did that. I'm saying that was on Go See the Doctor, quite frankly. That's the first record he did for me. He said, you want to make them dance. And it changed my whole flow up. So I was walking down the street, rocking my beat without trying to make Adidas. Doom, 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 doom.
Okay.
And then LaVeba, my manager, put the bass on. Doom, boom, 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 boom. And I said, okay, make it sing-songy. All right, I'll make it sing-songy. Go see the doctor. That's cool. And the message was still there, so I didn't lose anything from the message at all. So, and Teddy was definitely right, because he said you wanted people to dance. So he added the swing on it, the New Jack swing on it, and added a dance record. So I had one of the first New Jack swing hits.
I know you sold a lot of records on Go See the Doctor. It was a popular record, but
yes.
How did it go over in your community with the females, and specifically, you know, the females in your family? Yes. What did they think about that song?
The other thing about the New York attitude, arrogance, is 10 times with females also. Because the thing about women, and this is going to be probably controversial, but it is what it is. I'd say what it is. There are women that we know that are very, very loose, but out of all the loose women on the planet, none of them, they all think the other girl's a hoe. They would never say they're a hoe. No girl ever defines themselves as a hoe. We're talking about you. That's them. But you don't see yourself as them. You did everything the person did that you're talking about. You did the same thing she did. But nobody ever calls themselves or defines themselves as a whore, ever. But, well, you know how those girls are? That's kind of like the New York girl thing. No matter what they do, they're talking about the other girl very quickly. So when you talk about other women, it's like they laugh. I've had women that I slept with that I've even been in a situation with that I'm talking about that's saying you talk about all those other girls. And you have no idea I'm actually talking about you, quite frankly, but okay. Because we have this kind of disconnect, disassociation, like, he's not talking about me. It's almost like the same thing to use, like, who you calling a bitch? Like the Latifah thing.
Mm-hmm.
He's not talking about me. Y'all bitches, he's not talking about me. He is talking about you, but New York, like, the New York mentality for the females, like, disassociate again. He's not talking about me, because I like the record. So he called them bitches, not me. He said, y'all bitches.
But that would be true for some women, though, because not all women would fit that particular description. They could just like the song, right?
Yeah, but New York women have a different kind of disassociation part of the equation that goes with it. Like, you keep talking about me, and I'm going to say it's not me because I know you're not talking about me. You can't be. Like, I'm really, really talking about you specifically. If you don't say my name, you're not talking about me. That's the way they separate and make things. So when they heard go see the doctor, they made sure it's like, nah, he's definitely not talking about me. Even if I was not, they didn't make a difference.
How did your family receive your success, your initial success?
The beautiful thing about my mother, quite frankly, functioning alcoholic, but she was absolutely over the top prideful, because the conversations we're having, me and my mother had daily, on a daily level, so she understood where I was coming from, and to see it, and to say, okay, we'll see what happens. And I'm saying, I'm going to make it work, I'm going to make it work. To see it work was a sense of pride over the top. Like, I would come home from school, and she'd have little people in the house, and she's singing my lyrics to them, whatever, like, listen to what he's saying here. She's breaking it down for them. So I loved it without question. And my father was the same way also.
Yeah, I know you love your mother, but did you, because she was an alcoholic, did you respect her?
Yes, over the top. But it was very, very contentious because as you growing through puberty in that time period is also a thing that people don't really get. When a boy is becoming a man, he's going to challenge the authority figures no matter what. So to add alcoholism or drug selling in the equation, and I got my Malcolm X fire on me, whatever, I was very, very confrontational, quite frankly. And I would literally say things like, you could beat me till the cows come home. I'm not changing my mind. I'll take the ass whipping either way. So she respected it and laughed at it. My father laughed at it all the time. We still beat that ass, but he laughed at it all the time.
Did you inherit that? Where did you get that from? Like, where did you get that stubbornness? Because, you know, the stubbornness has worked for you. Mm-hmm. Oftentimes it's worked for you, but sometimes it worked against you.
Yeah.
Like, where did that come from?
I guess for whatever, I get my first fatherly advice from my father is like, if a man hits you, hit him back. And number one, before don't do drugs, don't sell drugs or whatever, don't be no punk is his first message. So if I went home and felt like I didn't hit somebody back, I would think about it all day till the next day. I'm going to hit him tomorrow because I didn't hit him back today. I'm going to do it tomorrow. So that was instilled in me, like, do not be a punk was like the number one cardinal sin on my planet and my family. Like, being a punk was a cardinal sin. Like, you cannot be a punk no matter what. If somebody beating your brother, don't jump in. Let him figure it out and fight his way out. Don't jump him no matter what. And if he's too big, then jump him. If he's too big for you, then jump him. But if you're going to fight, you're on your own. Figure it out. So I've had that thought process from a very, very young age.
What's your thought about these youngsters using weapons?
Again, I think it's the trick and the trap. It's like the subtlety of colonization is like, what they have defined as cool, like having a gun. And I used to pride myself on this even coming up. And I took my way out of it. In L.A., the craziest thing I never forget, when I first got to L.A., I didn't know how deep the gang thing was. So I got on all red in a blue neighborhood. No, all blue in a red neighborhood, so about that, I had a Yankee hat on. And what set you from, cuz? And I immediately, I ain't from no fucking set, blah, blah. And he looked at his boy. His boy went to the car. I saw him go in there, and I told the girl, let's go. The girl I was with, and I was at a fish and chip shop. I said, let's go. They're going to get a gun. And she didn't know what happened. I said, it's time to go. So we left, and I said, I just couldn't back down because in my fabric, I don't know how to do that at all. But it would have been smart to just say, I'm not from any set, I'm from New York, whatever, blah, blah, blah. But I had to give him bravado. I couldn't help it. I didn't know what happened. It came up before I even thought about it, quite frankly. And when I saw him go to get the gun, I said, oh, my God. He had a gun hidden under the garbage can. Like, wow. I get shot because I'm from New York. And I'm in a Yankee hat, really.
Not because you're from New York, but because you got those colors on.
Yes.
And you didn't identify. Yeah, because, my cousin lives in L.A., and when he was 11, this kid was playing football, straight A student, just low-key, no gang affiliation. He's hanging out one day with his buddies. They're just walking down the street, a couple of girls. Little dude, his age, pull up on a bicycle. Hey, where y'all from? Man, we don't bang. Little dude take off, come back 5 minutes later, open fire on him, hit him 8 times. He survived.
Wow.
But just the fact that they have this mentality, to pretty much try to destroy each other. And they're all in the same boat.
Absolutely.
Like, right? They're all in the same boat. And what tripped me out the most is that we don't have the same energy for them folks. We don't have the same energy for, the people that really actually designed the ghettos, and for you to be in this place, in this position in the first place, and for these gangs to continue to exist, not just exist, but actually thrive. Because remember back in, I believe it was 92, during the L.A. riots, and the gangs tried to come together, the Crips and Bloods tried to come together, and there was a truce for a minute. And intermittently, they came together and they did albums and stuff like that and other projects. And it was like the police was like, man, wait a minute, it's too quiet around here, man. Ain't nobody getting killed, ain't nobody dying. And it seemed like the police, they went and they crunk it back up. And they can do that, and they can get away with it because, they got the badge and the guns, and they can actually, they can put a case on you if they feel like they put a case on your mama if you don't cooperate, That's the part that really run me hot more than anything about a lot of our people. You got this no-fly thing for your people, but you ain't got no-fly for Taylor Swift.
Right.
Where's your no-fly zone for for Kid Rock or Donald Trump? Right. But you got that for your people. It's another arm of Stockholm syndrome.
Yes. Over the top. And I said it's very convoluted because we still cannot define. It's the difference. It's us and them. And they say, who is us, not them? Who is them, not us? Very simple. Understand the dividing lines for the most part. And we're so caught up, a lot of us, I don't say all, a lot of us are caught up in trying to fit in. I'm like, and my book coming out is called The Un-American.
Is this your first book?
No, it's my first biography, but it's called The Un-American, My Truth. And we're going to see how far it gets with the title either way, but that's what I'm talking about.
Are you finished?
No, it's coming up this summer.
You got the deal already?
No.
I can help you with that.
Okay. We will definitely talk, bro.
Yeah.
Absolutely.